Are you living the Delaware Beach lifestyle? You can't live at the beach and do nothing. This up-and-coming year-round area has lots to offer. Find out where to eat, play, and serve. Living the ultimate dream.
Welcome to the 302 Lifestyle Beach Podcast. Your host, Dylan Ewing, with Jason Johnson and Premier Janitorial. It's so good to have you here and talk to you. I met Jason involved with a business coaching course, and a guy that has kind of revolutionized our thinking on business. And this guy is awesome, man. Him and his wife are just knocking it out of the park with their business and their core values, and they're all the way up in Alaska and just being awesome. So, Jason, just tell me a little bit about, well, first of all, you ended up being in the 302 area. This is why you're here. And, but you got so much more to offer people. So I just wanted to have you on and just give you a chance to share how you got started, your business, what it does, and what you do for the community. And then maybe a little bit about 302 we'll dive into.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Dylan, thanks for having me. As you said, I'm from Alaska. My wife and I started our janitorial business. We started a cleaning business 9 years ago. I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I was taking business classes and going to school and gotten out of the military, and was actually cleaning for a buddy of mine. And then they got this harebrained idea that, hey, wait a minute, maybe I should give this a try. And we dove in feet first, and business just kept growing. And like I said, we met Dylan through a mutual business coach. We have a business coach, and the business grew, but we were lost and needed help, and dove in there, met Dylan, went to the 302 area, loved Delaware in the summertime.
How did you get into business? You said you started cleaning, and then all of a sudden it took off.
We started, I was cleaning for a buddy and was taking business classes. And, not everybody, but I've always dreamed of working for myself and having my own business, but never really knew what it wanted to be, what it would be, or what that would look like. And I saw the need. My wife worked in medical, been in and out with cleaning for him, saw offices that I didn't feel like were getting the services they need. They weren't being taken care of. It was just, people were just doing it to make money. They weren't trying to take care of the client and service the client. And we always thought, how could we use a business to serve others and to serve our community? And so that's kind of how the attitude we took into it. And when we started our business, we wanted to be known about something more, a business that cared, a business that partnered with people and helped, not just a cleaning company. And we didn't know what that was called. You talked about core values and culture, and that's one of the things our business coach put in forefront, which kind of put a name to what we were trying to do and put it front and center. And that's really how our business has grown. We're not a cleaning company. We are a company that comes in and helps other companies do their jobs, right? We make it easier for them because they don't have to worry about the things that we do that we can take off their plate. And we partner with them. We build relationships. Same thing with our team, right? We hire based off of core values and culture, and people that fit and care and that want to make a difference, not just in their lives, but other people's lives and the people we serve. And that's kind of how our business has grown. And that's where we are right now. I mean, we're still in the process of perfecting that and creating that culture and that team, but that's what's gotten us where we are today.
Man, I love that. So basically what I hear is somebody kind of started out, got involved with this, and then it manifested into like a business. And then all of a sudden you realize that you have a lot to offer the community. You guys are really not just a cleaning company. You're actually taking off somebody's weights off their shoulders and actually doing something for these people and getting their time back and having to deal with other companies that may not be caring so much. That's awesome, man. So you ended up coming to Delaware Beach, and this is great because a lot of people from other cities and states are coming to this area to visit the beach. So does anything stand out in your mind as when you came here as a tourist? I know we kind of dove you around all kinds of places and stuff, and tell me your experience about that. Good or bad?
Well, no, it was good. I mean, we had a great time and loved the area, loved the beach, loved the feel. I mean, I'll tell you, it gives me a lot more admiration and respect for you for what you do, because I didn't realize, we're from a small area, right? And I sometimes wonder, well, how are we doing what we do in such a small area? I didn't realize how really small the area is you're from. I mean, it's not a huge community. You don't have, it's not, millions of people there. And maybe it gets that big in the summer when the tourists come in. But, I don't know what it was like there with, I hate talking COVID, but I mean, obviously it's a reality. What was it like on your community and your area? But yet, businesses are thriving, you're thriving, and you're still making things happen. I mean, that was the biggest thing for me, was the size. I really thought that area was bigger. I thought there were more people, thought it was a bigger community. And it wasn't. That surprised me. Love the atmosphere, love the vibe, love the small shops, the businesses. I mean, you got lots of small business owners along that area that serve that community, which I really love that aspect of it.
Cool, man. Love it. Yeah, that's pretty much our area in a nutshell. So as an outsider, diving into business, because there's so many business owners here. What was one of your biggest mistakes that you've made in business?
Ooh, biggest mistakes. Not understanding my numbers and financials from the beginning, not having a grasp of that. I would tell anybody, if I could go back and do it over again, know your numbers, know where you want your numbers to be and how to get there, but just understanding them. I tried to do my books myself. I tried to do my taxes myself at first, and it was okay at the beginning, but by doing that, I didn't really do myself a service. I didn't understand, people would talk about above the line, below the line, overhead, all this stuff. And I would just shake my head and I'm making money, I'm paying my bill, but I didn't really have a clue what all that meant. I would venture to say, and I've got a great relationship with my bookkeeper and my accountant and my tax preparer now. And from talking to her as a business owner, having learned and being able to help her do her job for me, because I keep my stuff straight to an extent. I get a lot of feedback from her, and there's a lot of business owners out there, small, medium, and larger ones, that don't have a clue, don't keep track of their numbers, and don't really keep track of that bottom line, other than, yes, I'm profitable, but how profitable and where should you be, right? I mean, you have to know that to know where you want to be. That would, if I could go back, that would be the number one thing I'd tell anybody: know your numbers.
Love it, man. And yeah, that's probably one of the big ones for myself. Okay, so being in business and traveling, we have a lot of people here that are either retiring, or they're coming from a place where they're still working from home, or they're still doing business, but they're kind of pulling themselves out of it, and they're able to go to the beach and spend more time seasonally at the beach. And I know that's something that you've been diving into these past couple of years. So how's that been affecting your life and your personal life? And what advice would you give somebody that is just starting to dive into that?
Well, the way we started, I mean, that's been a goal of ours, right? I mean, I want to be like your area, right? You have a lot of snowbirds, or, you have people that live there in the summer and they get out of there in the winter. And I'm in Alaska. That's where I want to be. So, the way we did it is, you for one, you've got to, as a business owner, especially if you started the business, a lot of times it's hard to let go, right? Because nobody can do it as good as we can. We get that in our head and that mentality. So first of all, you have to get over that, because everybody's replaceable. As soon as you think you're not replaceable, you're doomed, because we're all replaceable, every single one of us. And you should really want to be replaceable, because that's how you get out of the business and work on it and not in it. Is you have to make yourself replaceable by getting systems, processes, or a person that can take that role on. And that's how we did it. So we did it small. Like, I started off taking a trip here or there and trusting our team and building a team and putting systems in place, and then giving them a chance to fail, because you don't know what you need to fix or where you need to add or delete from or change things if you don't give a process or a system or a person a chance to fail. That's how we grow, and that's how we learn. Some of them can be costly and more costly than others, but I would really say don't be afraid to fail, and don't think you're irreplaceable, because everybody's replaceable. Especially, it's hard when you build something and it's your baby. You don't want to let go, and you've got to be able to empower people and trust them and give them a chance to succeed or fail or to grow, or you'll never be able to get out of the business and travel freely the way you want.
Now, if you had one tip for starting that process, now you said just start small, do one little thing, see what's broken. Is there a tool, book, or software, or some type of advice on that direction? Even if somebody is just planning on retiring or being snowbirds, because you guys are in Alaska, so you guys are doing that too. in a way. What's one book, tool, or software, or any type of advice to be able to help your mindset shift into that?
I think the one that I've read several times that really sticks out in my head, and I'm a Dave Ramsey fan, is Entre Leadership from Dave Ramsey. That book really, he talks about how to build up other leaders, and that's what we as business owners and leaders do, right? You want to bring up, because you're only going to be around and running your business so long. You've got to somebody's going to replace you at some time, whether you want to or not, right? We're all going to die. So that book really was impactful for me to open my eyes that it's not about what we do. It's about what we portray and pass on to others, and how we can guide them and build them and build up the leaders that are coming up behind us. I don't know if you've read that book, but it's pretty powerful.
No, we did go through the Dave Ramsey course a while back, and I know he has some other content, and I think he even has a radio station or podcast out.
He's got a podcast. It's actually in the top 5 in the nation. Yeah,
so I've listened to that quite a bit. Cool, man. Can't go wrong with that. Wow. Okay, so what's our biggest myth that business owners need to know the truth about?
Oh, man, the biggest myth.
What's something that somebody says to you and you're like, man, I wish you knew the truth?
So, a lot of times I think a myth that I think a lot of people profit isn't a dirty word. That's a myth, right? A lot of people are they're afraid that as a business owner, right, we're all in a business to make money. That's what a business does, right? It makes money, but profits allow you to do so many things. They allow you to give back to the community. They allow you to, take care of your team. They make them, to pay your employees well. So I think that's the biggest myth that at least for me, it was always like an embarrassing thing. Like, wow, I can't do these things because, I'm building a business and I'm making money, and it allows you to do things. It gives you freedom, but there's so many things you can do with that. And so I think that's a myth to me personally.
Yeah, I like that. And I think a lot of business owners, including myself at one point, I was almost scared to let people know that we were profitable or not profitable, and that's a big one. And I think as a consumer or somebody on the other side of the business, you should be proud of businesses being profitable. And sometimes you hear people like, oh, well, if you're making so much money, you should give me a discount and all that stuff. But that's not how that works. You want to be profitable so that you know that they're providing the best service to you. If somebody's cutting corners and saving you money, a lot of times they're taking away stuff that's protecting you, like insurance or paying people 1099, all that stuff. So
yeah, people don't realize. A lot of people don't realize, especially and it's not a bad thing. It's just it's an education thing, and really looking at things from a different perspective. Society as a whole, a lot of times, has a negative thought on profit because they think, especially big corporations, right? They're thinking, oh, they need to pay more in taxes. They need to do this. They need to pay people well. These are the things you hear from society. But if they really looked into it, people don't realize, and I'm not trying to make it a political thing or anything like that, but for one, small business is the driver of the economy of America. It's not the large businesses. And the large businesses, they pay the majority of the taxes. The top 10% pay like of the taxes in America, which people don't realize that. And that's normally corporations or people that are making a lot of money. Now, is there something wrong with the fact that we've got a system out there? And again, I'm getting political and you can edit this piece out, but is there a piece out there that, that you have to have tax lawyers to help do your taxes to try to get every deduction you can? Yeah, there's something wrong with that. I agree with that, right? But that's not their doing. That's not their fault. That's, you need to talk to your legislatures and Congress, and that's the government. That's not the business's fault, right? The fact that they have all these loopholes or whatever you want to call them to pay less taxes. But overall, businesses pay the majority of the taxes, and it's the profitability that allows them to be able to pay those taxes that provide the goods and the services and provide for all of the systems that the government has out there. And again, that's part of the myth of profits. Profit's a dirty word, and I think that's what drives it and where it comes from a lot of times.
Yeah, I love that, Jason. And so today, for instance, I had someone say, well, back home in Pennsylvania, in my rural town, for my private cleaner, I pay them $90 to do a 3,000 square foot house. And I was like, okay, well, let's take this into context. There's no overhead, there's no employees, they're working out of their trunk. They're not paying for workers' comp, good liability insurance. I mean, if they fall and hurt themselves, there's a whole list of like 20 things that's, not covered on somebody working under the table or something like that. And a lot of times that can cost somebody $5,000.
Yeah, somebody doesn't realize, right? Insurance companies are not in the business of paying claims; they're in the insurance business of making money, right? So people don't realize you asked your friend or whoever to come in, like you said, pay them $90 for a 3,000 square foot house, and you leave, they're cleaning your house, and let's say they want to do you a surprise and light a candle and make your house smell good when you come home, and they burn your house down, and they do, the adjuster is going to come in and find out what caused it. Oh, I lit a candle for you. Well, that candle was too close to the curtain. It caught the house on fire and burned it down. So where's the liability laid? Now, is the chance the insurance going to pay it? Probably. This may be far-fetched, but they may try to say, wait a minute. Your cleaner did it. You need to go after their general liability. Oh, they don't have insurance. It was my friend that has a business that's collecting money, that's not paying taxes, that's not contributing to society other than to their pocketbook, and they're not charging them a fair wage. Again, right? We see where this is going. I mean, we're not trying to make this into whatever. But I get exactly what you're saying. I like to give examples so people can see, what? Maybe there is a reason that it's $35 an hour for the reputable company that has the insurance that pays their workers' comp that's covered versus the person that's doing it out of their back of their car, not doing those things.
And that's going right back into debunking a myth, because a myth is, I should get a cheap service. But it's just important for people to realize that sometimes, and you want to make sure that the company's not just around ripping people off, and there's right questions to ask. So, and caveat to this, if you're looking for questions to ask, you can go to, drop a link down in the bottom, and you can go to a link where I have 8 questions to ask any contractor that comes in your house, so you can know that they're legit. But this just goes right into a myth. You want to be able to, there should be a medium, not too high, not too low, someone that knows their prices. You ask a few questions and you can tell that right away. And by that, you're going to get quality, somebody caring about you and your home and your money. So anyways, cool, man. I love that. So last thing here, we're doing the lightning round. And what is one question I should have asked? And what's your answer?
What's one question you should have asked, and what's my answer? Where's my next trip to? And it's Hawaii, because I'm going to warm weather in a week.
Yeah? Oh, man. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, play it safe. And if you want to learn how to live like this, keep watching. We got lots of business owners with lots of advice and tips and tricks and books and all kinds of stuff that you guys can learn from. If you are in Alaska and you're looking for a cleaning service, Jason, where can they reach you?
They can go to our website, pjsak.com. Facebook, we're on there, Premier Janitorial.
No, guys, it's really important that you have people that care about you and your community and are enjoying life and taking care of their employees. And we really appreciate you, Jason. Thanks for being on, man.
Wish you could spend more time having fun and less time with chores? Go to 302beachtalk.com to get $20 off a home cleaning. You'll be entered to win a completely free cleaning. Eat, play, serve. Sponsored by That Guy with a Broom.